let me draw a game because, yeah, there we see the handshake between Magnus Carlsen and Idani.
And Magnus drinking some water, it looks like, before settling down. But I think that it's Idani who really needs to settle down. And Peter, you up the upper echelons of chess for so long, but when you're on
first, yeah, we can see on the board. Yeah, we have already a few moves.
Let's
we have Magnus Carlsen.
let's start with some men.
Wow.
Okay, so Magnus going for this. I just want to play chess system.
I played this move actually, you know, and after knight f6 sometimes I have this crazy move e5, but okay, knight f6, if you put it, it's very funny variation sometimes to play something like this funny line for blitz games like e6 and then queen e2 and maybe f4,
maybe
b3, yeah, something like that. I mean, I just enjoy playing this one, but of course he choose something more solid and gets to this kind of famous position.
And he's just played it. Yeah, I think, well, I see the pawn on h3. I don't know if more moves have been made, but
I think we should. Do you think that
or
this
you
tournament?
refresh this one, right?
No, here. I think the play
Yeah, h3 has happened.
h3 has happened. Yes.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah, but he's a move faster because he didn't play knight c3. He's already completed g5, which means that the king side is slightly open, and that's going to be a factor here. So if I take here,
Some bishop d3. I don't know whether the bishop g6. This is what just comes to my mind, but maybe it's not dangerous. Maybe queen f6 or what?
oh, king g7.
Queen g7. Yes, king g7. Yeah.
h5 also, that is h5.
h5. It's also possible.
not ideal, but clearly the regret is the previous round against Murzin. He had great chance to win. That game ended draw, but now all eyes on Magnus Carlsen, because he has a golden opportunity. If he wins this game, then he makes a giant step forward.
And I love this. This is so instructive because Magnus is now down a pawn. He could have taken on d5, been up a pawn, but it's not about pawn quantity in an endgame. It's about the quality. So even if you give black another g7 pawn or whatever, it's the fact that white is pushing this pawn so quickly. King comes into c6, the black king is cut off, the b pawn is being pushed. Now it's material balance, but not a balanced position. Easy win at this stage for Magnus.
Yeah, h5, yeah, immediately trying to create counterplay, but white has this golden rook. This is the famous golden rook on the c file, just behind the pawn. So this is a lovely construction piece, and rook b5 wins the game, and I don't see black putting up any resistance.
I think black might try h4, but the problem is that pawn is too slow. Oh, what's this? An empty board. That was a drawn game between Keimer and Marcel Legrave here. We see the position, the end game, 45 seconds for black, but it doesn't matter. Give him 45 minutes. He still is losing this position against Magnus Carlsen, who does it again. It's unbelievable what he's able to accomplish. We take it for granted sometimes.
Yeah, one also gets the feeling that in rapid time control you have no right to get into an endgame against Magnus, because it started out as a normal endgame for black, but yeah, now it's all over. Takes, and the pawn is pushed to b7, rook b5 to follow, and if king d8, then first of course you give a check. Yeah, king d8, you kick the king away. Yeah, okay, takes, but this is hopeless.
It's hopeless before it even begins because white plays g5. Resignation, Magnus Carlsen, he wins the game. Instant replay on the handshake there, and Magnus takes it after g5. You can't push the f-pawn, and the rook cuts off the black king. Well done from Magnus.
Yeah, well, after a terrible opening, because black had the dream scenario after move 15, yeah, it looked like, okay, give that position to Magnus with black, and he will be super happy. But this is Magnus, yeah, he managed to trade queens, he got his counterplay, players are discussing the game, and we missed the action where it really turned, but when we already saw that Magnus had the chance of pushing a5, it was clear that practically this is tricky.
And somebody who would like to get to some winning ways just like Magnus Carlsen did, as we see the players discussing this game. Yu Yangyi with the black pieces against Dmitry Andreikin. I mean, I can't believe how this game has turned around. It looked like Dmitry